Hello, my name is Martha Eddington, and I am co-chair of the Communications Committee of Friends of the Knox County Public Library, along with my upper and lowercase friend, Martha Gill. This presentation is part of the Friends of Tennessee Library's 2020 annual meeting. For 28 years, we've been promoting and advocating for libraries and their friends by mentoring and supporting friends groups. We are happy to present this virtual session as part of our ongoing efforts. For more information about Friends of Tennessee Libraries, please visit our website at friendstnlibraries.org. Today, Martha and I are going to talk about navigating social media in changing times. And oh my, the times have changed. What happened when COVID-19 took hold in our community? Everything shut down. The library closed, the Friends shut down operations. Among other things, the Friends had to cancel 9 book sales, including our annual sale. So the early days of our social media communications involved negative news, no book sale, no library visits in person, no collection of used books, and on and on.
So what kinds of plans did Knox County Friends have as National Library Week rolled around?
We had some grand and glorious plans for National Library Week, despite the fact that the library was closed down. We had taken photos, made a video, wanted to show our love and support for the library and the staff, and toss in a little whimsy to let them know we were thinking about them. Then on Staff Appreciation Day, we learned that most of the library staff was being furloughed. That punctured our balloon in terms of being lighthearted, and some of what we celebrated proved to be a bit emotional. We used the photo collage you see of library locations to promote the libraries and the staff. And you'll see that photo later because it took on special meaning as we have progressed through the pandemic. We also found that we could use the word cloud shown here to help us come up with some of the ideas we needed to promote libraries, books, and reading during a pandemic and during a fundraiser. This short video that I will show you momentarily was filmed by my partner in crime, Martha Gill, at Lawson McGee on the day it opened. Martha, before I show it, would you like to say anything about it?
I just want to say, number one, that I'm very inexperienced at making videos. I made this from my iPhone. I was able to edit it ever so slightly. And I thought it told a story about the reopening of the library system without many words, if any.
Okay.
It shows a family getting out of their car and walking up the steps to our main library for the first time since March.
Okay, this is a very short clip I apologize in advance if the quality isn't what it should be. We'll give you a link later to the real video. Here goes. What a great story in just a few seconds. Thank you for being on hand to film that, Martha.
It was hard to keep from crying that day.
Yes. Because we had no book sales going on, because our annual sale has always been a source not only of book sale revenue, but of new members who joined to shop on the first day, we were coming up quite short on revenue. So the Friends Board voted to undertake a fundraising campaign to support whatever the library might need when it eventually reopened all locations. You will see those familiar library locations in the collage used yet again to remind us that our library needed us more than ever. This happened quite often in our communications.
And so what began as one story about fundraising became many, many stories, not only about the Friends, but also about the library itself.
Yes, we shared results about halfway through. The Knox County Public Library Foundation had given us a matching gift. Present and past board members had contributed to a matching gift. And about halfway through, we had received almost $11,000 from donors who were not officers or former board members. We eventually received nearly $34,000. And the board voted in September to add to that to help us celebrate our 50th anniversary, to make a $50,000 gift to the library. That's the first in-person event we had held since, I believe, early to mid-March. So it was a big day for more reasons than one.
And yet, on social media, that day again led to many more stories about the Friends in the past, about the library in the future.
The kinds of things we've been able to promote once we got past you can't do this and we can't do that have included things like promoting the library's services that you could use from home, like borrowing ebooks and audiobooks. And we did one how-to for Libby, the app for Overdrive audiobooks and ebooks. The library put out a media release about usage during the shutdown at one point, and we turned those numbers into a visual that we could share all across social media. I should point out here that we have 4 social media platforms, for better or worse. In addition to Facebook and Instagram, we also tweet and we post on LinkedIn. It's a lot. One of the other things we've done is promote any new library initiative that's come along. One of my favorites is Library to Go, which is a curbside pickup service. And we're able to take the library's graphic and photos of our favorite dog, Martha's dog, who loves to go to the library. and make our own graphic to promote Library to Go. I have to say, Lady and her trip to the library was very popular on social media. So whatever you can do to add a little bit of entertainment to your posts is a good idea.
Well, our partners are part of the Friends story. During the pandemic, what did we do on social media to support our partners?
Well, in some cases, all we've been able to do is support them by supporting whatever they are posting on social media. For example, Cherokee Health Systems and Second Harvest of East Tennessee have a monthly food distribution. That was in person up until the pandemic. And we had books available for people to pick up as they waited in line for the food distribution. Now they're doing drive-through, touchless drive-through distribution, and we can't distribute books. But what we can do is repost their graphics every month to encourage people to let those in need know about this monthly food distribution. It's a way of keeping our partners in people's minds and letting our partners know we still support them. In other cases, our Books in the Community giveaway program has been able to work directly with the organizations that need books. That those 2 book carts are full of boxes and bags of books waiting to be picked up. And the other picture from Centro Hispano is one they sent us after they had received books that we had given them. So you do what you can to keep your partners as part of your team, because one thing about local nonprofits in particular is that we generally end up doing a lot of things together one way or another.
Well, just as the Friends have had to change, we see that Facebook is also beginning to change. What's new from a technical point of view on Facebook these days?
Facebook decided in its infinite wisdom to contribute to our learning to deal with change by changing its layout. Those of you who have been pushed into migrating from the classic Facebook may or may not like what you see, but this is where we are. There are many things, though, that I like about the new Facebook the more I work with it. When you go to your page now, your organization's page, you see all of your manage page tools on the left. One of those tools is your publishing tools. You can still, for the moment, create a post right here, but publishing tools are becoming the way to go. Here's what happens when you click on publishing tools. You see Creator Studio, where the red arrow is. Creator Studio will take you to a page that will let you create a post, add a story, upload a video, multiple videos, and so forth. I learned just last night that what you should really do is upload your video instead of creating a post if you're going to use video. Because if you upload your video, you can create a post from there instead of starting with the post and going the other way around. It's quicker, it's easier, you don't duplicate your effort.
Well, suppose that my friends group has a presence on Facebook, but wants to add Instagram. How can Facebook lead to Instagram without taking an undue investment of my time?
Well, now that Facebook and Instagram are both owned by Facebook, Facebook has integrated posting on Instagram into the Creator Studio. I really like this. It is a time saver. The little screenshot at the bottom here shows the Instagram icon, and when you go to create post, you can create a post for the Instagram feed or something for Instagram TV, IGTV. I confess I have not explored IGTV much, but it's an opportunity to sometimes even take the very same thing you posted in your feed and turn it into a little video that will be seen by a slightly different audience. All of this increases your reach on social media.
Well, can you share an example of how you repurposed a Facebook post as an Instagram post?
I can. On the left, you see Facebook. On the right, you see Instagram. The post on Facebook is a little more personal because JJ White, who's lying under the purple bags pretending she's exhausted and has passed out. JJ is really good at sending us great photos that we can use. But people on Facebook that follow us know JJ. A lot of the people know JJ. So tagging her by name in this post meant that a lot more people would see it. What JJ and another volunteer had done was spend several hours sorting and organizing children's books for the September special in our little bookshop, Friends at Rothrock. Because we tagged JJ and because she sent us such a great photo, we reached over 3,000 people, 285 people engaged in one way or another with the post. And it was shared 9 times. And the 9 shares contributed to the engagements and the reach. This is fabulous. In the photo on the right, for Instagram, our followers don't know JJ. So I took a different route with that and said that our intrepid volunteers had been working around the clock and occasionally taking a break for a short snooze, and then continued with what I'd said on Facebook. And I added hashtags to the Instagram post.
What are hashtags, Martha, and why should we use them?
Hashtags are that little hash sign, also known as a pound sign, with a series of words after it, all run together. And what they do is make it easier for your current followers and your potential followers to find your content. It's a great way to attract new followers who have common interests. We have attracted other friends groups around the country this way. And this actually, the connecting with friends groups in Tennessee and beyond is a really good way to support one another, to get new ideas. The best hashtags are the ones that speak your audience's language. In this case, I was doing post for Library Card Sign Up Month. Obviously, that was a hashtag. I also stuck "What's in your wallet" in there from the old commercial. Other common hashtags are things that relate to libraries and library friends, like "Where's your library card? Let's go to the library." Library friends, friends of the library. Having fun isn't hard when you have a library card. Anything that will make people notice your post. You can use as many as you like, and you can mix serious and funny tags, and occasionally you can make up your own tag. I kind of like doing that just for fun, but it's not always the best thing to do.
Well, even though things are coming back alive in the library and among the friends, there are days when it seems you just don't have anything to share on social media. So what resources do we have? What possibilities exist then?
Oh, there are more than we realize. There are memes and photos that you've seen online or that a friend may have shared with you. One of our communications committee members shared the photo shown here with us, and this seemed like a really good place to use it. I mean, it's whimsical, it's related to books. I don't know that I'd want to be the bird that lived in that house, but that's okay. It's funny, it catches people's attention. Then I subscribe to a lot of blogs, and I suspect you do as well. And there are posts that you can do from places like Chapter 16, Book Riot, that promote authors' books, reading, and libraries. So fill your inbox with some good things like that. We'll give you some suggestions later. Then there are Facebook posts by authors, other friends groups, or libraries and such. One of my favorites to follow is Sharon McCrum, who makes some of the funniest posts on the earth. I also like Sandra Boynton, who does great cartoons and doesn't hesitate to share them generously on social media almost every day. Then you can post about unusual days or months, or days and months from a list like ALA, all of the library appropriate days and months. One of the more unusual days coming up soon is World Pasta Day. Who knew? I found this out from one of the bloggers I follow named Donna Moritz, who owns Socially Sorted in Australia and has a monthly post on her blog giving you the names of all kinds of interesting holidays you never thought of, as well as tips about how to use them in your own social media. She's business oriented, but so much of what she says is appropriate for nonprofit groups and library friends groups as well. And then there are the animated GIFs or GIFs, depending on which side of the pronunciation line you fall. These are really great. You can find a dog turning pages in a book, which I kind of like. You can find a cat turning pages in a book, although we know that probably isn't going to happen because cats don't really sit down and read as far as we can tell. You can find clips from Disney movies. You can find people standing to applaud. There are little loops of scenes from I Love Lucy, where Lucille Ball is making one of her classic faces. It goes on, and there's almost always something that you can share that's funny. And it's easy to do. You copy a link or you download. Copying the link is much easier, and then you can post it. And there you've got a post for the day that's funny.
Recently, our friends group celebrated its 50th anniversary, and that's a big deal. But you've shown us how to make the most of an anniversary all year long. Give us some tips on how to do so.
Okay, I'm going to tell you before I show you this video that Martha Gill put together these 6 fantastic collages of Friends members that you will see in the video, and we can use all of those collages over and over in our upcoming membership campaign and all year long as we celebrate our 50th year of Library Love. Martha, I believe you started this as you were going to do 50 members for 50 years, and 15 times 6 is more than 50. I'm not that good at math, but I think that's right. And I think if we can get more people to submit, we can grow that beyond the collages we have and just celebrate our friends and our library friendship all year long. Okay, here goes the video. And there at the end, you see that collage of library locations all over again. Point out too that we did slip in one video clip from a Zoom meeting. Where would we have been for the last 6 months, 6 or 7 months without Zoom? It's not as good as meeting in person, but it's better than not meeting at all. Right, Martha?
Very true, very true. Well, there won't be a test later, Martha, but could you please summarize some takeaway points from our presentation?
I will be happy to do that. I think one of the first things to remember is that everybody's dealing with change right now and that we're all in this together. I also think it's really important to find ways to stay connected with our Friends members, with our library staff, with our community partners, which segues into the third point I'd like to make is that when you're posting, it's not just about you, it's about your library staff, and those community partners that you hold so dear and that are struggling right along with you to navigate tough times. As you've seen throughout, I'm big on repurposing what we already have. Martha has taken many, many photos that make it possible for us to use and reuse and cycle and recycle. I particularly love this photo shown here. I took this one in Crouch Park in downtown Knoxville, I think 3 years ago. We've used this for 3 Independence Days in a row. I Am America is a wonderful photo picture book by Charles R. Smith Jr. It's written in verse. Can use it every year and just take one bit of verse out of the book and use that as your copy for your social media post celebrating Independence Day and being an American. And Martha, you had another thought about this particular image.
Well, it makes use of a book. And without saying so, what the photograph does is to promote books and reading, which is what most of our friends groups do, besides supporting libraries.
Indeed. The other thing you can do is to watch what others are doing and adapt what you see to make it work for you. Businesses do a great job on social media. They have great little jingles, they have great images. You can riff on what they do. The same thing with something from a book like a Dr. Seuss book. You can read in the car, you can read in the house, you can read in the floor, watch out for that mouse, or, just riff on it somehow to promote reading. You can do that with a lot of lines from books, lines from songs. I'm big on using song lyrics and turning them into something slightly different, but using familiar lyrics or familiar books to say something different and entertaining.
Well, I hope that all of you out there will tune in to us on social media.
What we have for you too, in case you weren't taking notes, and even if you were, is a PDF that we've dropped in the comments box and we'll have online at friendstnlibraries.org with some ideas and resources and links to some of the resources we've mentioned, as well as to some other ones. You can also email us at communications@knoxfriends.org and we'll send you a copy. And finally, I love this quote from Simon Sinek. Success is when reality catches up to our imagination.
So we'll be looking for you on social media, and we hope that you'll join us there. If we can be of any help to you at all, please contact the Friends of Tennessee Libraries at friends10libraries.org to learn more about our organization, and we hope to join us. We would love to have you help us in our mission to support libraries.